him. Oh.
Folks, we're experiencing an earthquake right now.
Look at this. Look at this. Oh, my goodness.
Worst plays in NBA history. Throughout the history of the NBA, some of the most impressive athletic feats have been achieved. Whether it be mind-blowing dunks, powerful blocks, or seemingly impossible shots, there have been some truly impressive plays. However, that is not what we are focusing on today. Instead, we are looking at the opposite end of the spectrum and taking a deep dive into 10 of the worst plays in NBA history. From poor clock management that cost teams games, and even players scoring on their own basket. Number 1. J.R. Smith holding onto the ball as time expires in the NBA Finals. Starting off the list is an awful play that led to a team losing an NBA Finals game.
8 seconds remaining.
This is one of the most notorious plays of the past decade, taking place in Game 1 of the 2018 NBA Finals, where the Cleveland Cavaliers took on the Golden State Warriors. Heading into the series, the Cavs were heavy underdogs, led by LeBron James and Kevin Love, taking on arguably the best team of all time in Golden State, with a roster consisting of Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, and Draymond Green. James had one of the most impressive single-game finals performances, putting up 49 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists with just seconds left in the fourth quarter.
With the steal. Here's James behind the back, gets inside, sidestep, layup's good, and a work out. Stevenson, here's James to the rim.
George Hill was at the free throw line with a chance to give Cleveland the lead. Hill went on to miss the free throw, but this is nothing new and by no means would justify a spot on a list of the worst plays in NBA history. However, what happened next certainly justifies this play spot. J.R. Smith made a clutch offensive rebound right under the basket with the opportunity for a very easy putback layup.
Hill misses. Rebound goes to the Cavs. J.R. Smith brings it back out. Throws it to Hill. Hill shot blocked.
Rather than taking the shot, he believed that the Cavs already had the lead, or that head coach Tyronn Lue would take a timeout too, so he dribbled the ball out of the paint and held it until time expired. This took the game to overtime, in which the Cavaliers were defeated 124-114 and were further swept. While there is a slim chance that Cleveland had the firepower to win this series even if Smith had made the layup, this was a boneheaded play that started an already uphill series for the Cavaliers on the wrong foot, and something they were unable to overcome. Number 2. Michael Ruffin's early celebration. Up next is a game between the Toronto Raptors and the Washington Wizards from the 2006-07 season. Washington held a 109-106 lead with just under 4 seconds left in the game, with Toronto inbounding the ball. Michael Ruffin of the Wizards was able to intercept the inbound pass, and it appeared that the game was all but over. However, Ruffin began to celebrate too early and threw the ball up in the air.
And the play continues. Peterson got it! I don't believe it! I don't believe it! Is it gonna be...
While this is not a necessarily uncommon thing, to keep the ball out of play and not allow the opposing team to foul him, he miscalculated how high he threw the ball. Instead of time running out, the ball came down with just enough time for Morris Peterson to grab it and throw up a prayer that went in as time expired, pushing the game to overtime. Again, this play probably does not make the list if the Wizards were able to take care of business in overtime, but instead, the Raptors won by a final score of 123-118. Number 3. Kyle Lowry trying to go under George Hill.
Founding team in the NBA.
Offensive foul!
Now is a play that did not go on to win or lose a game, but instead, one of the funniest and most confusing plays in NBA history. In a game between the Milwaukee Bucks and Toronto Raptors, Kyle Lowry was dribbling the ball, about to drive to the basket. Guarding him was George Hill. While we have seen players in the past nutmeg their defender, rather than just dribbling the ball between Hill's legs while he ran past him, Lowry instead attempted to fit his entire body through and sneak under Hill. Arguably, the craziest part about this is that when he was called for a foul, he tried to argue it. Raptors then head coach Nick Nurse's reaction says it all. Number 4. Denzel Valentine pulling from Curry range. Up next is a play from a matchup between the Chicago Bulls and the Miami Heat. With just a minute left in the game, the Bulls faced just a 5-point deficit. While the odds were stacked against them, they still had a chance to put together a strong run to close out the game and end the night with a win. Instead, just seconds into the shot clock, Denzel Valentine pulls up a few feet behind the three-point line unprompted. This was horrendous shot selection, and to put the cherry on top, he airballed it. The Chicago commentators' reaction in real time speaks to just how awful of a play this was. Number 5. Marcus Smart shooting from half court with a fresh shot clock. Our next play takes us to a matchup between the Boston Celtics and the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans had possession, but a jump ball was called with just fractions of a second left on the shot clock. Boston won the tip-off, and the ball landed in the hands of point guard Marcus Smart. He seemingly did not know that if Boston won the tip, it would count as a change of possession and in turn reset the shot clock to the full 24-second countdown. Or he just saw the clock was low and did not give it a second thought. Regardless of the thought process that got him to this final decision, as soon as he touched the ball, he launched it from half court, completely misreading the situation. Number 6. DeAndre Jordan letting the clock run out. Now we have another situation where a player did not understand what was going on in a game when it mattered most. With just 2.8 seconds left in a matchup between the Los Angeles Clippers and Portland Trail Blazers, LA had the ball on their side of the court and was running an out-of-bounds play, in perfect position to get off a potential game-winning shot. Chris Paul missed a layup, and DeAndre Jordan grabbed the rebound with 7 seconds left, able to throw up a quick tip-in to break the 87-87 tie. Instead, he just held the ball while Paul was jumping in front of him, telling him to shoot it. Whether he thought that there was not enough time or believed that his team held the lead, Jordan did not get the message and time expired, sending the game to overtime. To make matters worse, the Clippers went on to lose in overtime 98-93. Number 7. Hornets being outsmarted on an inbound play. Kobe Bryant meticulously studied the game of basketball and, in turn, had one of the highest IQs we have seen. Not only was he able to win the physical battle against his opponents, but the mental battle as well. Arguably, his most impressive feat was being able to outsmart an entire opposing team on an inbounds play. In a game between the Los Angeles Lakers and Charlotte Hornets, the Hornets lined up to guard an inbounds play like their players had done thousands of times in their lives. However, they were completely shocked when Bryant appeared to be running the wrong way and got an uncontested bucket, able to fool the entire Hornets team into defending the wrong basket. Number 8. Andrea Bargnani shoots a 3 instead of running out the clock. Now we have a play from a matchup between the New York Knicks and the Milwaukee Bucks. With under 15 seconds left in overtime, the Knicks held a 2-point lead. Andrea Bargnani caught a pass on the 3-point line that reset the shot clock, meaning that all he had to do was hold the ball, and he would either be intentionally fouled with a chance to go up by 4 points, or simply milk the rest of the clock. Instead, Bargnani pulled up from 3 and missed the shot. The reaction from his teammates both on the court and on the bench shows how bad of a play this was. Lucky for Bargnani, the Knicks were able to outlast Milwaukee and win the game 107-101 in double overtime. Number 9. PJ Tucker allows a defender to pick up an inbounds pass. Up next is an awful play that is just unexplainable, coming from a matchup between the Houston Rockets and the New York Knicks. The Knicks just hit a shot that cut Houston's lead to 3 points with just under a minute left in regulation. Eric Gordon passed the ball to PJ Tucker on the inbound, but Tucker completely fell asleep at the wheel and for some reason refused to pick up the ball. To make matters even worse, there was a Knicks defender behind him who pounced on the ball, hitting an easy layup that cut the lead to just 1 point. Gordon could be seen jumping up and down, telling Tucker to pick up the ball, but something did not click. Even with this lapse from Tucker, the Rockets were still able to win 114-110. Number 10. New Orleans' own basket tip-in to force overtime. Rounding out the list is a play from a game between the New Orleans Pelicans and the San Antonio Spurs. The Pelicans were up by 2 points defending their basket with just seconds left in regulation. The inbounds pass was lobbed to Tim Duncan at the rim, and New Orleans center Omer Asik went up to contest the pass. However, rather than stopping Duncan from scoring, he did it for him. unintentionally tipping the ball into his own basket. To make matters even worse, the Pelicans lost in overtime 95-93. Unlike many of the other plays on this list, this did not come from incompetence, and Asik made the right play on paper, going up to try to intercept the pass. However, luck was not on his side that night, and instead, he wound up giving the Spurs the chance they needed to steal this game.